What is unique about watercolor is how you can paint with transparent layers so the white of the paper glows through. When many layers are applied with a light touch, it's as if you're looking through layers of tinted glass. With the knowledge you have gained about color theory, you'll be able to create many layers of complex color. The most important skill you will need to make this happen is patience. This technique will only work properly if each layer is allowed to dry completely before another layer is applied. Let's take a close look at these 3 layered color swatches. These are similar to what you will make for the exercises in this module. In these 3 examples, the one on the right is perfect. All of the layers were allowed to completely dry before the next layer was put over. In this example, the lower layer was not given enough time to dry. Both layers have mixed together and there's no sense of transparency at all. This one is a little better, but the peach layer still looks a little soft. It was almost dry, but still not quite enough. It will be helpful to see these side by side, the one that works perfectly on the right and the one that's almost there on the left. On the right, you can see very clearly through all 3 layers and the edges of each form. On the left, because the colors didn't completely dry, the edges of each form are a little soft, and the top layer of green didn't properly layer. It looks more like it mixed with the layer below instead of being layered clearly over it. Hopefully now with these 3 examples, you'll be able to make some sample layered color swatches and then make a full painting of luminous layers of paint. You will begin by making a layered color chart and layered color swatches before starting a painting with layered colored shapes. You will make the layered color chart and swatches on the same 10 by 16 inch piece of paper. While you normally won't paint on both sides of the paper because the paper buckles slightly, for color charts and swatches it's fine to use both sides. So if you run out of room on the first side, just turn it over and keep working on the other side. First, measure out enough space for each color, leaving a bit of white in between. Let these stripes of color dry completely. You can always use a hairdryer if you want to speed up the process. This is a perfect exercise to use your 1/2 inch flat brush with. Now you can see what every color in your palette looks like layered over another. Next, start the layered color swatches of each of the 3 pairs of complements: orange and blue, yellow and purple, and red and green. Make 2 of each so you can see the difference based on which layer is on top. Now on the same side of the paper or on the back, make a few 3 layered color swatches. I'm sure you'll be very curious to experiment with different layers of color. And they will serve as good practice studies for your luminous layers painting. You'll see, for instance, that if you want to layer more than 2 colors over each other, you'll have to start with each layer being very light. In this painting, you will layer small shapes of color over each other. Each layer doesn't need to completely cover the other layer, but the more places colors are layered together, the more beautiful and complex your painting will be. If you start very light, you'll be able to layer many colors. The result should be like looking through layers of translucent glass, with each shape being able to be seen through the other shapes and not blurred together. You can look at the painting shown in this video and more in the sample painting folder for this module.